Hey, welcome back, Dolphione fans, and today we have our Week 4 matchup in the PGBL, and this is going to be an interesting one against the actual creator of the league. So he is the commissioner, so he's obviously very experienced with draft leagues, and this is his own league. We did start 3-0, although our first three opponents, obviously they were kind of struggling. This is going to be more of a challenge at, 2-1, not to mention, obviously, the experience of Rewt. So it's going to be interesting for us. Now, the Miami Dolphiones has gotten by the last two matches with Xurkitree, but there's a element of my draft I haven't quite really utilized yet, and that is, and let me just switch to my draft, and that is like the rain tech I have here with Polytoad, obviously Kabutops, and and Noivern, sorry. So it's important to me that I really wanted to, use this at some point in order to keep my opponents honest, so they had to account for it. Plus, looking at Rewt's team, there is some opening for the rain. In fact, he doesn't have a whole lot of Pokemon that can take a hit from Kabutops at +2. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip to his team now. Obviously, it's highlighted by the Tapu Fini, so we might see a Tapu on Tapu matchup. Obviously, that favors me, but Tapu Fini actually does bother a whole lot of my team. And Xurkitree is actually going to have a hard time setting up here. I'm really afraid of Zygarde 10%, which he's been using a choice band set. It can be really powerful. The Necrozma can always be, it's actually very versatile. It's a very good draft. He has that Muck, which is going to be annoying to get around, and not to mention Infernape, which will hurt my grass-heavy draft if he brings that. So I'm not entirely sure what to expect, but I am going to bring the Rain Tech because I feel like it can be very strong here. So there are the teams. As you can see, no Xurkitree this week, the start of the last 2 weeks. He's interestingly bringing Drifblim, which I was not expecting. He's not bringing his Tapu. So going into this battle, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to have some surprises for me, but I feel like I have a good shot. Now, this was not the matchup I wanted, though. I go ahead and lead with my Bulu, as he goes ahead and leads with Muck. So that's like the worst, lead I can possibly imagine. This is going to be a choice band Tapu Bulu, but I can't really do much to Muck. And obviously, I do not want to take a poison hit, so I'm just going to go right into my Howlucha. It's earlier than I wanted to set up Howlucha, with the Grassy Seed, but I don't really have much choice. I don't want to take a poison move. And he's going to reveal the Curse, which is actually kind of annoying. Now, he's going to get +1 attack. I did get the +1 defense from my Grassy Seed, so I'm just going to go for the Swords Dance. I'm hoping that maybe I can outpace this thing and maybe take one hit from this due to my defense. Now he's going to go for a Gunk Shot, and that's going to do about half. And here I'm like, you know what? Gunk Shot doesn't have perfect accuracy. In fact, it has like 80%, I think. So let's just go for the Roost. If he wants to keep going for it, I'm hoping that he'll miss before he gets the poison. So I'm gambling a little bit here because if he misses one, plus this thing only has 8 maximum PP, so I could actually stall this out with Roost if I wanted to. But it also has that 80% accuracy. So I'm thinking, okay, if it misses, I can get a second Swords Dance and just kind of win this matchup. So that's what I'm trying to do. He's going to go for the Gunk Shot. Still no miss, still no poison. It still has a 30% chance to, poison as well. So I'm just going to keep going for it. Like I said, I'm kind of hoping that he's going to miss. But he's going to Curse again. So that's actually interesting and also bad because now he's at +2 defense. And, yeah, I need a Swords Dance again to realistically do any damage to him. But Swords Dance doesn't raise my own defense, so he's going to be able to outpace me as far as defense goes. I can obviously outpace him as far as attack goes, but after a third Curse, I'm like, I don't know if I can live a Gunk Shot at this range. With him +3, I think I might be able to, but I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to go for some damage now with a high Jump Kick. So I'm kind of hoping that this will do quite a bit so I can Revenge Kill. He ends up revealing the Berry, though, so that's not good because now Muck gets back to green HP. And I'm hoping I can live this Gunk Shot, and I do, thankfully, at 22 HP. Still no miss, still no poison, so that's kind of rare. But I'm just going to go for another high Jump Kick, and it doesn't quite kill the Muck, so it leaves it at red. So at least there's that. I can Revenge Kill it, but I was really kind of banking on, some kind of luck to go in my favor there with the Gunk Shot. I mean, he did actually hit, like, what, 5 in a row? That's actually kind of impressive, especially since I don't think Muck has any accuracy ability or anything. But anyway, I'm going to go with Ferrothorn. Go into Ferrothorn. That was stupid. I was actually kind of baiting the Fire Punch, but I kind of, like, let him possibly get a free turn here. I don't even know. I could have just went straight into Polytoad, and the same thing would have happened, except I would have had, 17 more points to my Polytoad. But whatever. I'm going to go ahead and Scald this Muck, and that's going to be able to take it out. Despite Muck's great special defense, it's in the rain, so obviously it's going to hit pretty hard. Anyway, in comes his Registeel, And I'm just kind of expecting rocks here, so I'm just going to go for the Scald to get damage. It's going to be boosted in the rain. It looks like he might have special defense, some special defense investment. Either that or my Politoed is just weak. In fact, it's not very strong. He's very cute. Its cuteness stat is very high. But, yeah, it's not going to help with doing Scald damage. I did get the burn, though, and he's actually going to go for the Toxic Poison, which is kind of annoying. It allows him to go for the hazards. Obviously, he has Tapu Fini, and not bringing Fini, obviously probably kept me from using many, status moves on my team, because he knew, obviously, he would not bring Tapu Fini. He's free to actually run Toxic, and he's going to be able to wither me down with those Toxics. But I do have the rain up, so I'm going to go ahead and give Kabutops a shot here, so I'm going to switch it in. I need that Swords Dance. I know he could potentially go for the Toxic. I hope that he's like has Iron Head instead of Seismic Toss, which obviously Seismic Toss has, consistent damage, while Seismic Toss would be, Iron Head would be weakened in the rain. But yeah, he's going to go ahead and Toxic Poison me, so I do have quite a limit here. He still has that Zydoge too, which obviously does have extreme speed. So I need to hopefully kill with Liquidation here, and I don't! And that kind of blows. If I had Life Orb on this Kabutops, it probably would have KO'd. But this Registeel is obviously EV'd very bulkily, taking a +2 in the rain, Liquidation from my Kabutops. So that really blows, because now I don't know. I mean, I very well might not be able to survive an extreme speed. In fact, I did calc it, though, and I have, like, I actually think, because of my resistance to extreme speed, I will survive. I think he had a very small chance to kill me. He knows that. He's going to go out into his Drifblim, and now I'm going to reveal what my item is, and Kabutops is my other Z captain, aside from Xurkitree. Being that I chose not to bring Xurkitree this week, I'm like, okay, let's put the Rocky MZ here on Kabutops. Now, looking back, in hindsight, it would have been cool to have the Waturium Z instead, but I figured that Liquidation at +2 would kill most things, Continental Crush would help me maybe KO Fini at a certain range, but he didn't even bring Fini, so whatever. Unfortunately, now after the other, that last hit of Toxic Poison, I am definitely in range of extreme speed KOing. He's going to go for it, and he's actually going to reveal the Life Orb, which is interesting because he's been kind of using Choice Banded Zydoge quite a bit. So, yeah, I'm just going to switch in Politoed now. And I'm confident he won't be able to kill me. I do have the Ice Beam, but I believe I instead... What do I think I do? I think I just go for the Scald, figuring that it'll do more on whatever he switches into. And he goes out into his, this Electrike. Electros, sorry, not Electrike. But yeah. No, I go for the Poison. I lied. I go for the Toxic myself. This is like the one status move I have. So now we are both Toxic Poisoned. And I don't know what the set this is. This could be a Z move. At this point, I'm thinking, because this is one of his Z captains. He didn't bring his other, I believe. But he's just going to go ahead and Volt Switch. So that's a thing. And yeah, he doesn't kill me. I did get the rain set back up, and I'm thinking that my in the back Choice Specs Noivern might be able to wrap up his team because of its very strong speed. So I'm actually kind of hoping to get KO'd here, while I still have about 5 more turns of rain, I think. So I'm going to get KO, that's fine. It's going to give me a free switch into Noivern. And I know that he does have that Electros, and whether or not I have enough turns to sweep here highly depends on what set that Electros is. He's going to go into it, and I'm like, okay, really hoping that this is not specially bulky, so I go for it, and that does absolutely nothing. So it's not a 2-hit KO, and this is a Choice Specs Noivern, even without, he has Leftovers, so that's not even Assault Zested, by the way. That is just, Electros with a lot of special defense investment. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get that 2-hit KO, which wastes a turn of rain. But I still have the rain up. He's going to go into Dwayne now, his Necrozma. And I'm like, I know that I should be able to 2-hit KO if it specs Hurricane. It's super powerful. Also, I could get the, Confusion. He's going to reveal the Iron Defense. So this Necrozma is definitely here to counter Tapu Bulu. But, as you can see, he was not expecting that to be Specs, because that is a 2-hit KO, and he has to switch out, and I'm like, Noivern, you beastly little thing. Unfortunately, this thing can come back in because it's not dead, and eat up that Hurricane, and I believe I only have 1 more turn of rain left. So, I can get 1 more kill. He's going to go into Zydoge, which is his best play, but a Life Orb Extreme Speed will not kill me at 75, but I think it does a maximum of like 60-something, so I'm going to be able to take that. I'm down to 14 HP, go for the Hurricane, KOs the Zydoge, and all I have to do is get past this Necrozma to get the victory. So, he's going to go into Necrozma. I know he has Iron Defense already, so I decide to switch out. And And I do that because my Hurricane is down to 70% accurate. I don't want to risk missing and giving him free setup. So here's the Grassy Surge. He goes for the Moonlight to heal. And here, I misclick. I misclick, my friends. I freaking misclick. And this is a Choice Band Tapu Bulu. I'm bringing both Woodhammer and, what is it? The move I end up going for, which is not Woodhammer. I end up going for the Horn Leech, and I do that because my Tapu Bulu I use on most of my Wi-Fi battles has Horn Leech first and Woodhammer second. The way I gen this one, for this battle, I have Woodhammer first and Horn Leech second. So I accidentally click Horn Leech instead of Woodhammer, and that's not going to be strong enough, even with the Choice Band. And calcing it, Woodhammer would have been able to do more than 50%. In fact, it would be doing, I believe, up to 60%, even at +2 with this Necrozma set. And now I am screwed. And honestly, I made a huge mistake. Not only did I misclick, and now this thing has, like, infinite defense. I misclicked. Well, I didn't. Not only did I misclick, but I really should have just stayed in with Noivern and went for the win. That was 70% win I gave up. But I figured if I was so afraid that I was going to miss the Hurricane, right? I was just going to miss the Hurricane. He was going to get his Moonlight up, and then he was going to get Iron Defenses up just because I missed the Hurricane. But now, then I misclicked, so I didn't go for Woodhammer, which would have been able to 2-hit KO. Even at +2, the Necrozma would have been able to 2-hit KO the Necrozma, even at +2. That was at +2 that calc was. It does over almost 90% to this Necrozma without it. I'm trying my best to try to, like, get around this Necrozma now, but my Noivern's going to be dead on switching. The other reason I switched up my Noivern is I was kind of maybe trying to go for the 3-0 instead of the 2-0, but I got greedy, I guess? I don't know. I just didn't want this Necrozma setting up on my missed freaking Hurricanes, but now I've given this thing maximum defense. He has a Calm Mind, or he's about to Calm Mind, and he has Stored Power, which is going to be super powerful at, since he has, like, 8 stat ups. I go into my Noivern just so he can take a hit instead of my Tapu Bulu. He ends up just going for the Calm Mind again. And, yeah, so Stored Power is going to be, like, maximum power now, and I don't think... I go into Tapu Bulu just hoping maybe for a crit. At this point, it's the only thing I can hope for is a freaking crit. But I don't even know if I can live a Stored Power, because Tapu Bulu doesn't even have the resistance to it. And he just got even more powerful with the Calm Minds, and there's the Stored Power. And it's going to one-shot Tapu Bulu, and my Ferrothorn will come after, so really kind of sucks, and I'm mixed with so much emotions at the end of this game. I'm kind of livid because I misclicked, and I think that the misclick mattered. The Woodhammer would have been powerful enough to take this thing out. I'm mad at myself for switching out Noivern instead of just letting it try to go for the win there with Hurricane. I felt like I had a really, really good game plan in the rain. I felt like it countered him well, and he didn't expect the Choice Specs Noivern. At the same time, you have to give credit to Rewt. I mean, I know it sucks. I lost to a misclick, and probably a bad play at switching out Noivern. It was more like what's the word? I was getting very superstitious. Like, I psyched myself out. I saw the miss coming. I just knew that if I wished a Tapu Bulu, I could lock myself in a Woodhammer and probably take care of it. But by the time I was able to switch back to Tapu Bulu, obviously it was too late because I misclicked. Having said that, that Necrozma set was really, really well played by him. I did not really see it coming. I was actually pretty shocked with the Iron Defense at first, so that was a really, really nice counter to my Tapu Bulu, and actually quite a few other Pokemon on my team, so you had to give credit to Rewt for that. Still, I feel like I lost to a misclick, and yeah, I probably deserve some shit for this, so go ahead, pile on. We're 3-1, we lost to Rewt. We lost to a very good battler. We just have to kind of lick our wounds. It's sucky. It's sucky to lose, and it's sucky to lose, in my opinion, the way I did, because I feel like I played better, but that's the end of the day. That's what it is. We're gonna have to, fight the Norwich Skitties, I think, next. A week 5 match against the Norwich Skitties. So that is coached by the Dom Fanatic. And he, I believe, is 2-1 at the moment as well. I don't think his week 4 match has been posted yet, but he is 2-1 as of this narration. So that'll be its own unique challenge. He has Kyro and Black, which is a very good draft Pokemon. So yeah, that is that. And first loss in a league is always kind of stings more than the others, in my opinion. Especially here in the NGDL2 when I got 6-0'd. But yeah, but still, I mean, still played well. I still game planned well. I brought the rain, so no one's gonna like question whether I will or will not bring it. I have feel like I have a lot of strong threats on my team, and to keep my opponent guessing what I'm gonna be bringing every week. But it just sucks to lose. It sucks to lose. At the end of the day, it sucks to lose. Anyway, today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite setup move that raises stats? So we saw a lot of interesting setup moves in this battle. We saw Calm Mind, we saw Iron Defense, we saw Curse, we saw Swords Dance. There's a lot of things to set up. Obviously, setups are crucial in the competitive metagame. Every team is going to run at least a few Pokemon that they're hoping to set up and sweep. So leave a comment about that. As for me, I've always really liked Dragon Dance. It's going back to like the Generation 4 days. Raising speed and attack is always fun. Obviously, there are some moves that have one up that, like you have Quiver Dance on the special side, which gives you a Calm Mind and a speed boost. But I'm just gonna say Dragon Dance is still my favorite, just because it's a very powerful powerful combination, speed and attack. And it's also Pokemon that get it are typically very powerful dragons or dragon-like creatures already. So it's just very, very potent. So leave a comment about that and see you guys again next time. Later.